Happy Thursday. We're live on Philadelphia Eagles Now. Might be the bye week for the Birds, but we don't take bye weeks here on Eagles Now because we give you coverage every single day. Absolutely loaded show coming your way on the Philadelphia Eagles Now docket. Myself, producer Trizzy Trace, all here with you. And we're going to break everything down all throughout the day. Really excited to bring you the latest Eagles news, rumors, and analysis. And we're going to find out after this weekend of divisional play who exactly the Philadelphia Eagles are going to play. But up until that point, a lot of injury news that we have to get to. Going to take a look at some 2023 NFL free agents as well as some 2023 NFL draft prospects. But first, let's get the comment section going here. 51 people watching live already. Now it's up to 83. Only 5 likes. So hit that thumbs up icon, like the video. And in honor of the Go Birds movement, type GB right now in the comment section. We'll start to give you some shout outs here. B Sports and Gaming. Yo, Brandon Ford, let's go. Gonna join Brandon on his podcast next week. Let's talk some Eagles, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. Brian Mula typing that GB. Tamika, go Birds. Indeed. Yes, sir. Mark Krause, go Birds. DeQuil, go Birds. Brock Brunson, go Birds. Elijah Stovall on that Go Birds movement. Clemente Serra, I think that's a Puerto Rican flag that I saw. Go Birds as well. Tito, Nick Stone, Danny Williams, Stanley Carlson, Leah Medina, Isaiah, all a part of the Go Birds movement. We're moving with velocity on today's show. I was a little bit worried. There was nobody waiting for the show, and now already 100 people are watching live. So we're good. I was panicking a little bit. I'm like, do people know that we're live right now? I think so. Here we are. Here we go. We're also closing in on 40,000 subscribers. So for those of you who are watching after the fact, for those of you who are tuned in for the first time and you're not subscribed, we're less than 1,000 people away from 40,000 subscribers, and yesterday we were able to pick up a whole bunch more. So let's get to 40K by the time that the Eagles play next week in the divisional round. If you want Eagles news, rumors, analysis, and overall content on the daily basis, then subscribe to us right now. Lion Fighter, breaking the super chat. Cherry here. What's up, fam? Just wanted to say hello. Go Birds. Appreciate you sending in that super chat. And speaking of super chats, going to have a little battle cooked up for you coming up here in just a little while because the Browns report is live. Dolphins Today is live. They're crushing in supers. And I think the Eagles Now family will help us get on top by the end of the program. Now, speaking of today's program, it's sponsored by a brand new sponsor here at Chat Sports. It is Geology. This is a brand that I've loved using for a really long time, and I'm happy that now they're on board with us here at Chat Sports. Geology is a 16-time award-winning skin, hair, and body care company recognized in places like Men's Health, GQ, and Esquire. Geology creates simple and effective skincare and hair care routines customized just for you with ingredients that are proven to work. Right now, for a limited time only, they are hooking you up with an insane offer. Use our code ChatSports70 at chatsports.com/geology or use the QR code that we're about to show you here, and they will give you an exclusive 70% off their award-winning skincare trial set. Skincare shouldn't feel like a gamble, and Geology is the best in the skincare game. Geology helps you fight acne, reduce oiliness, prevent wrinkles, have smoother, hydrated skin, and puts an end to dark or puffy under eyes. They take care of all of your bathroom needs as well. I've been using Geology's face wash in the mornings, my favorite dark and puffy under eye cream because sometimes I struggle with that, looking a little bit tired, and the retinol night cream before going to bed, and my skin looking and feeling great. I just turned 31, but a lot of people say, Chase, you look 25. It's because Geology gives me the best skincare out there. And in the shower, Geology body wash is free of harsh ingredients. I try to steer clear of a lot of bad chemicals too. That's why I love Geology. So chatsports.com/geology. Use the QR code to save 70% off. Chatsports.com/geology. Promo code is also in there as well. It is Chat Sports 70. Looking at the comment section here, a lot of OGs hanging out, some new people hanging out as well. Deborah Kaiser, Dwayne Woodson, Jeffrey Perez, Only Edits 14, Latasha, Edwards Mark, Jeff Snyder, and Cool Rains. Good A, mate, all in the chat. And today's super chat movement, you see what Browns is doing right now? Hosted by my fellow birthday partner this week, Matthew Peterson. $637 in Super Chats for Petey on the Browns Report. Philadelphia Eagles now, thanks to our guy LFX, at $5, and Dolphins today at $95. Now, couple of things here about the Browns. They're used to an early offseason, so no surprise that their show is popping off because they're not going to the playoffs. And the Dolphins haven't done anything in the playoffs since Dan Marino. So no concerns there either. And I'm not surprised that they're starting to pop off because their season is about to come to an end against the Buffalo Bills in a TCU Georgia-like fashion this upcoming weekend. Our Super Chat menu, $5. This is for LFX. We're going to ring the Liberty Bell. $10 beer cheers. $20, I will send you an autographed photo digitally. So make sure you either send me an email or when you super chat us $20, include your email. We'll send you an autographed photo. $50 shotgun or a freedom funnel. And if we get a $100 super chat, no one likes a song, and the Fly Eagles Fly fight song, because the Eagles going to have to fight in the playoffs here to make good on that number one seed and try to bring back that second Lombardi trophy. If you think the Eagles can advance to the NFC title game, I want you to hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. Do you think that they're going to win in the divisional round? That's the easy way to ask this question. See what the people are saying. Edwards Mark, let's go Eagles. Only edits. Eagles versus the Niners in the NFC Championship game. That would be awesome. Browns still have content to talk about from Brandon Ford. A lot of offseason chatter and rumors. Not gone. Eagles going to be one and done in the playoffs. You can hate. We'll keep it moving. Elijah Stovall, Browns and Dolphins need the supers for new coaches because Mike McDaniel and Kevin Stefanski not getting the job done, in your opinion, Elijah Stovall? Cool range. Just imagine if the Niners get eliminated in the wild card round. That would suck because I am the host of the Niners Report, and I want to see a Niners-Eagles NFC Championship game because I believe those are the two top teams in the NFC. Your level of worry with Jalen Hurts, we're about to talk about him in just a moment, was on the practice field today at NovaCare. Wasn't really throwing the football. I'm concerned. I'm at about a 7 or an 8. Where are you in your worrisome scale? Be honest with me right now. Scale of 1 to 10. Only edits, 3 out of 10. So you're not concerned about Hurts at all. 1, not concerned. 10, overly concerned. Cup, Brock Purdy has not played a real defense. I would actually disagree. He's played some really good squads. Cool Reigns, 3. Brock Bronson, 5. Nick Stone, 5. So I'm going 7 or 8. Nobody's matched up with me. Danny Williams, 6 out of 10. Berto, 3. Jeffrey, 5. Gemini Jumper, 6. The homie, the real one, the legend, Elijah Stovall, about a 6. Manuel Gordon, 1. Tito, 5. Lion Fighter, 10 out of 10. Brandon Ford, 0.5. I don't know. He's not throwing the football right now. I understand the Eagles have another week to gear up for that divisional round game, but still, I want to see him throwing the rock. All right, couple ways for you to get involved and join the show. As always, hashtag Eagles, better yet, Super Chat to get featured here on the program. We will be doing a couple of mailbags later, which will go out over the weekend. So start getting your questions in right now by using the hashtag Eagles, better yet, Super Chat to get featured on the show. And one more reminder, we'll show the Super Chat menu and then the shows that we're going up against here on this fine Thursday. Ring the Liberty Bell for 5. $10 beer cheers, $20 autograph photo, $50 shotgun or a freedom funnel, $100 no one likes us, and the Fly Eagles Fly theme song. Our Super Chat battle right now. Can we catch up to the hapless Browns report? 637 in Supers. It's popping off with my boy Petey. $95 for Dolphins today. Let's make it a competition because competition brings the best out of everybody. Now, part of the reason why Petey's Browns report is going off right now, it's his birthday week. He celebrated his birthday on Monday. I celebrated my birthday on Tuesday. Tonight, we're going out, we're having some cigars, taking down some drinks, we're getting the squad together. So how old do you think I am, and how old did I turn on Tuesday? Best guesses in the chat. Jeffrey Snyder said 10. Was that to the Jalen Hurts question or my age? Let me know in the chat. Best guesses. We'll read them out here. I'll reveal the age later. Only edits, 31. I need a bigger gun. You should live here in Texas, 70. Nolan Griffith, 28. Someone send $100 from Alan A. He told you. That'd be great. I didn't tell you. Cool Reigns, 30. Nick Stone, 32. Brandon Ford, 31. Danny Williams, 27. Lion Fighter, 33 tops. Allen Chase, 27. Jakey, 100. Yes, I'm old as dirt. Leah, 36. Dang, do I look 36? When I used to work in the local television news business, a lot of people would say, Chase, you look a lot younger and more handsome in person. I never knew how to take that. Your hairline looks like it's 36. I think the hair's pretty good. I still got it all. Lettuce is on the top, thanks to geology. Skincare looking good as well. I mean, I'm not losing hair. That's good. I'll take that. I guess there are other people with better hairlines that are more like here. I go a little bit back here.
Hey,
at least I got some lettuce on the top.
I would say at least you ain't got the LeBron hairline.
Yeah.
I mean, that's more and more invisible every day.
Manual 40? How disrespectful. Jay Baked 42. Cup, exactly. You took my words. 40 is just disrespectful. Come on now. 40 years old? If I'm 40 years old shotgunning beers on YouTube, I'm not sure how my life will be going at that point. I might be lonely. I don't know. It could be fun as well. If you're ready for the show to start, hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. I'm ready to talk birds. Are you ready to talk birds? If that's the case, hit that thumbs up icon, like the video. Because we have a lot to get into on today's show. 4 seggies. Let's get it popping. Jakey said no, he's not ready for the show to start. You just want to continue to chop it up with this, I guess. Tommy Curzio, hey.
Well, the sooner we start the show, the sooner we can get to happy hour, and then we can chop it up.
This is exactly right. LFG Bird Gang from Jay Baked. All right, hit that thumbs up icon, like the video, 100 people watching live. If you want this to be a bigger party, then we need more likes. That's just really what it comes down to. And without further ado, we start the official show right now. Another stacked Eagles now coming your way on this fine Thursday. Here's what we're covering on today's show. Have another Jalen Hurts injury update following practice at the NovaCare Complex. A positive Josh Sweat development. Finally have a Lane Johnson update. It's been a little while since we heard about the Lane train and the rest of the Eagles injury news. First, though, we're less than 900 people away from reaching another massive milestone here on Eagles Now. This is my first season on the Eagles beat. I think we've been able to set records, really pump out some awesome content, and the fact that we're closing in on 40,000 subscribers is certainly humbling. And if you want daily Eagles content, lock us in and subscribe. I guarantee you, you will not be disappointed if you're coming across this show for the first time. And I'll show you why. We begin with Jalen Hurts. Practiced on Thursday with the Eagles. First time they were wearing pads in weeks. But here's the big concern for me. I understand that the Eagles are not going to play until next weekend after locking up that number 1 seed, getting that first round bye, but he wasn't even throwing in practice today. Is that because he's still sore after that shoulder injury that he suffered against the Bears? And then he played against the Giants, and he's still not feeling even close to 100%. He did say and admit it's a good thing that there's a bye week this week. Not sure if he'd be able to play this week or not, if that's what he meant. But either way, he does need that extra week of rest, and he is cognizant of that and did not dismiss the notion that he might not be 100% throughout the NFL playoffs. Here's exactly what Jalen Hurts had to say about that sprained throwing shoulder. It's a good thing there's a bye week. I'm just taking it day by day. I think the whole world knows I'm dealing with something. I'm not sure if he's trying to get a competitive advantage here. I actually think that Hurts is in fact hurting. And depending on what happens with him and depending on what happens in the NFC wildcard round, there are a couple of possible Eagles opponents in which Jalen Hurts and the Eagles will be playing against. And hopefully it's one of the inferior opponents on this list where Jalen Hurts doesn't have to throw the football all that much and the Eagles can be a shoo-in to win that divisional round game to give them yet another week to get right for the NFC Championship game. Here are the playoff scenarios for Philadelphia. They will play the Seahawks if they beat the 49ers because the Seahawks are the last seed in the NFC. They'll play the Giants for a third time if the Giants win against the Vikings and the Seahawks lose. A rematch with the Cowboys would be great after that Christmas Eve frustrating loss. They'll play Dallas if Dallas wins and the Giants and Seahawks lose, and then Tom Brady will come to Lincoln Financial Field if the Bucs win, in addition to the Giants and Seahawks also losing. I'm still pretty confident, even though Jalen Hurts is injured, that the Eagles can advance to the NFC Championship game. If you agree with me, hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. This team is stacked. they're in a good spot, and the NFC is wide open. I think it's Philly and the 49ers on a collision course to play in the NFC title game. Now we go to the defensive side of the ball with Josh Sweat. A couple of weeks ago, he was carted off the field with a neck injury and taken to the hospital after his neck was immobilized. Well, crazy turnaround for him. Returned to practice today after sitting out last week. Said he expects to play despite being stretchered off on January 1st. Quote from Josh Sweat, "I'm good. I'm going to play like I play." And with the Eagles' pass rush, it's been the backbone for this defense this year under Jonathan Gannon, the defensive coordinator. And it's been the backbone for a couple of Super Bowl champions throughout the history of the NFL, but also the last 2 years in today's pass-happy NFL. For me, the deciding factor in the last 2 Super Bowls was the opposition getting a pass rush on the other quarterback. And you look back at the last 2 Super Bowls. Last year, it was the Bengals and Joe Burrow against the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams sacked Joe Burrow, a Super Bowl record, 7 times. And on that last drive, their pass rush gave the Rams the Super Bowl championship. The year before, a record in terms of quarterback pressures for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They harassed Patrick Mahomes all throughout that night with a record 29 pressures. And for Philadelphia, this has been their strength this year. The secondary and the kind of complacent nature, I guess I should say, of this Eagles defense has been a little bit concerning. But one thing that we know is that the Eagles pass rush has been the best in the NFL with their sack production. To have 70 sacks in a single season is wild. To be 15 sacks ahead of the next best team is also crazy. 70 sacks for Philadelphia, 15 more than the next best team in the NFL. And Josh Sweat has certainly been a big part of that. A career year for him, for the former mid-round pick out of Florida State, whose NFL career was in question coming out of the college ranks because of his ACL injury that he suffered in high school and the knee issues that he suffered throughout his college tenure. He was the number 1 overall player in high school, and then he goes to Florida State. Good sack production, but what a great pick for Howie Roseman to bet on his upside. That upside has come to fruition this year. First time in his NFL career, has had double-digit sacks with 11, 23 quarterback hits, 15 tackles for loss, and 43 pressures. So to have him opposite and on the field with a guy like Hassan Reddick, who also set a career high, Javon Hargrave, who set a career high, and Brandon Graham, who set a career high, this Eagles defensive line and their pass rush can determine the outcome of a game. And because we're talking about some Eagles defensive players, who is your favorite Eagles defensive player of all time? For me, I like to point this out a lot because there's only one answer for me. It's the guy who's the background on my phone. That is number 20, the great Brian Dawkins, a.k.a. Weapon X. Now, Philadelphia Eagles now is presented by a brand new sponsor that we're really stoked to have, especially me here at Chat Sports. It is Geology, and they have the best deal that any skincare company has to offer. Geology is a 16-time award-winning skin, hair, and body care company recognized in Men's Health, GQ, and Esquire. Geology creates simple and effective skincare and hair care routines customized just for the Fly Eagles Fly family with ingredients that are proven to work. Right now, for a limited time only, they are hooking you up with an insane offer. If you use our code ChatSports70 at chatsports.com/geology or use our QR code that we're going to show you here momentarily, they will give you an exclusive 70% off of their award-winning skincare trial set. Skincare, when you think about it, shouldn't feel like a gamble, and Geology is the best in the skincare game. Geology helps you fight acne, reduce oiliness, prevent wrinkles, have smoother, hydrated skin, and puts an end to dark or puffy under eyes, and they take care of all of your bathroom needs. I've been using Geology's face wash in the mornings. What I love is their dark and puffy under eye cream because I have very sensitive eyes thanks to my family history, and the retinol night cream before going to bed. And my skin, after I just turned 31, looking and feeling great. Who needs plastic surgery when you have Geology? And in the shower, Geology body washes are free of harsh ingredients that smell great and are refillable. After my mom passed away from cancer, I became very cognizant of the chemicals that I put in and on my body. So head to chatsports.com/Geology. Use the QR code here on your screen. Chatsports70 is the code. Link is in the comment section and the description of this video for an astounding deal of 70% off. Once again, that link in the comment section and the description of this video. Award-winning skincare from Geology. To the rest of the Eagles injury report. A.J. Brown did not practice here on Thursday. It was more of a rest day, but he did have a sleeve on his calf. Robert Quinn also did not practice, more of a maintenance day for the grandpa on this Eagles defense. Also coming back from that knee injury. Lane Johnson did not practice either. That's expected because of that core injury. And Avonte Maddox with the toe, also a DNP. But there is good news and positive news on the Lane Johnson injury front. We haven't had an update on him in a little while. And Lane Johnson, he was seen on the practice field. He was seen also moving really well. He tore his abductor against the Cowboys on Christmas Eve, and he decided to hold off on surgery until after the playoffs. We know that the Lane train is an extremely tough dude. He's battled through a lot of injuries throughout his NFL career, and we also know that the Eagles are a completely different team with him on the field as compared to him off the field. They are 13-22, I believe, in games that Lane Johnson does not play. Goes to show you his impact, and the NFL Players Association did vote him as the first team All-Pro right tackle in the NFL, so he also has the respect of his peers. And when you look at the numbers for Lane Johnson here in 2022, this guy hasn't given up a sack since the 2021 season. And it was in the early going of the 2021 season when he surrendered that sack. And that's really impressive when you think about the mobility for Jalen Hurts, because sometimes mobile quarterbacks get sacked even more. But for Lane, he's holding it down as an anchor on that right side of the line of scrimmage. Total snaps, 972, 551 pass blocking snaps, 6 penalties, 0 sacks allowed, 0 hits allowed, and 9 total pressures. And with Jalen Hurts dealing with this sprained shoulder, him not even throwing the football at practice on Thursday, the protection of Hurts is even more important now. And that's why it's imperative for Lane Johnson to be on the field. Even if he's at 80%, that's better than basically every single right tackle out there. So let's hope that Lane Johnson can continue to recover. So which team do you want the Eagles to face in the next round? Let us know down in the comment section. We broke down the scenarios a little bit earlier, but which team would you prefer the Eagles to play in the next round, the divisional round of the NFL playoffs? Let us know down in the comment section, because we always appreciate hearing from you. And also, feel free to interact with me on Twitter and Instagram at Chase_Senior. For those of you who don't know, I grew up in Westchester, just outside of Philly, went to Temple University, love this football team, and I love the Philadelphia Brethren and all my Philadelphia sisters out there. So feel free to hit me up on those social media platforms. All right. Let's take a look at what the people are saying here in the chat. Tampa from Illinatic. Giants or Tampa from Only Edits. Cowboys from Dax. B. Lizzle, Tampa. Hey, yo, Tommy, I ain't heard no bell. Hector Diaz, Tampa. Mark Rhodes, a rematch with the Cowgirls. Leah Medina, the Bucks. Cool Rain, Seahawks or Bucks. So a lot of you aren't afraid of Tom Brady coming to Philadelphia. Philly Jake, Cowboys, Lion Fighter, Seahawks. The Eagles would boat race the Seattle Seahawks, no doubt about that. We will be doing 2 mailbags on today's show. So if you want to get involved, start to get those questions in right now. Again, I love chopping it up with everybody. We only have one mailbag question right now. Don't you want to be featured on the show? Don't you want to talk birds? Don't you have a hot take out there that you want to relay to the audience? Well, get it in. Hashtag Eagles. Super chat to get featured on the show. We can't do 2 mailbags if we can't get any questions in. So get that comment section popping right now. Our super chat menu for today. $5, ring the Liberty Bell. $10, beer cheers. $20, I'll send you an autographed photo. $50, shotgun or a freedom funnel. And for a $100 super chat, we'll sing the No One Likes Us song and the Fly Eagles Fly fight song. We are down right now to a couple of channels who are live here at Chat Sports on this fine Thursday. The Cleveland Browns report, as well as Miami Dolphins today. They're really dominating the Super Chat game. And I know that Eagles fans, you can show up, you can show out. We can catch some of these cats. Eagles now with 5, thanks to our guy LFX. The Browns report, historic, 637. Dolphins today at 95. Coming up next on the show, going to do something interesting here. We've talked about draft prospects in the past, and we're going to look at draft prospects based on some of the Eagles' needs, but we're also going to take a look at some of the top 2023 NFL free agents who the Eagles could sign, including some of the Eagles' own players here. So continue to use the hashtag Eagles like our guy LionFighterX. Keep that comment section popping. 162 people watching live. We should be able to get 22 more likes to get to 100. And let's talk about some of these free agents and some draft prospects who might fit Philadelphia. This is Philadelphia Eagles Now. I'm Chase Senior. Hope all of you out there are having a fantastic week. We have a great show here for you today. A look at some marquee NFL free agents who fit the profile of what the Eagles need, but also some draft prospects who could get drafted by Philadelphia based upon some of the players they might lose from their current roster in NFL free agency, or some of the players that they might target to bolster the depth on this team. So Mel Kiper, who is ESPN's NFL draft expert, put together a list of some of his top prospects at every position. And we're going to take a look at some of these positions based on what I think the Eagles might need going into 2023. And we begin with Mel Kiper Jr.'s top offensive tackle prospects in this upcoming draft class in April. Peter Skoronski out of Northwestern. Paris Johnson is a guy who a lot of people like even better than Skoronski out of Ohio State. Broderick Jones out of Georgia is a really good player and an absolute mauler. And then Blake Freeland out of BYU and Matthew Bergeron out of Syracuse. And this is the thought with targeting offensive tackle in the draft. And by the way, the Eagles do have that number 10 overall pick thanks to the New Orleans Saints. Lane Johnson has said that he wants to play for a couple of more years. Now is a good time to start to think forward for his future replacement, because that is a position where if you don't have a good right tackle or a left tackle, it can completely derail any type of success that you want to have. And this Eagles team is stockpiled with some really good players. This Super Bowl window going to be alive and well and open for a little while. And Lane Johnson, he also has these injuries starting to stack up a little bit. Still a premier player, as this year, prior to that injury that he suffered against the Cowboys to his core, 972 snaps, 0 sacks allowed, and 0 hits. But good business is always plan ahead. Howie Roseman likes to plan ahead as well. It's time to start looking ahead toward a Lane Johnson replacement. If not this year, then definitely next year. To offensive guard now, and I'll explain why I have some offensive guards on today's show. Osiris Torrance out of Florida, Mel Kiper Jr.'s number 1 offensive guard, followed by Joshua Gray out of Oregon State. Zach Minter out of Michigan is an excellent player. Jarrett Patterson from Notre Dame, as the Fighting Irish continue to develop really good NFL pro-caliber offensive linemen. And then Troy Fautino out of Washington, rounding out his top 5. Isaac Seumalo is going to be a free agent. And every single member of this Eagles offensive line either made it to the Pro Bowl or is a Pro Bowl alternate. And Isaac Seumalo could make a lot of money in NFL free agency. Jeff McClain put together an article recently that called him the unsung hero of this Eagles offensive line. Good player, but if he costs too much, then the Eagles could look to target an offensive guard to replace him for a fraction of the price. Top offensive guard free agents. I told you we were going to be talking free agents here as well. Ben Powers out of Baltimore, and this is from Pro Football Focus. Isaac Seumalo, the second-ranked offensive guard according to PFF. Dalton Reisner from the Denver Broncos, and Evan Brown of the Detroit Lions. So because we're talking about the Eagles offseason and some of the needs that they have as we propel forward, what is the Eagles' single biggest need? Let me know down in the comment section. To defensive end now. Offensive tackle, defensive end. 2 positions that Howie Roseman and the Eagles organization have always tried to target and stockpile. Some really good defensive ends in this draft, as well as some outside linebackers as well, who kind of play a Hassan Reddick type of style. It all leads off with Miles Murphy out of Clemson, Tyree Wilson out of Texas Tech, Lucas Van Ness out of Iowa, a very good program in developing defensive linemen, Jared Verse out of Florida State and Keon White out of Georgia. As far as the top edge free agents, according to Pro Football Focus, I think that Brandon Graham should be on here, and he's not. Justin Houston is ahead of him. That's wild. Brandon Graham is having a career year right now. Marcus Davenport, number 1 on this list. Jadeveon Clowney can kind of play inside, outside on a bargain type of deal. I'd like for the Philadelphia Eagles to sign him. Some cultural issues with him in the locker room, but I still believe he could play and play well on a good defensive line. Melvin Ingram III, out of the Miami Dolphins. He's been getting it done for a long time, as well as Justin Houston. And one of the best organizations at developing defensive linemen and edges are the San Francisco 49ers. Charles Omeni, who looked to be lost in his NFL career with the Houston Texans. Niners trade for him at the NFL trade deadline last year. He's been money playing alongside Nick Bosa. And the thought with edges is that the Eagles always prioritize edge rusher. Brandon Graham is going to be a free agent, and the Birds are a little bit thin at defensive end. I understand you have Hassan Reddick, but he's more of a hybrid. Josh Sweat is having a career year. After that, though, you re-signed Derek Barnett, coming off that torn ACL, didn't do anything this year. And other than that, who are the edge rushers who could step in next year if a couple of injuries were to happen? You get that young stud edge rusher at number 10. He can be a part of this organization for the next decade. This is a reminder to subscribe. We do it all here on Eagles Now, and I believe our coverage is top-notch, informative, entertaining, consistent. When it comes to the draft, free agency, in-season coverage, game recaps, game previews, news, rumors, whatever, we have you covered. 40,000 subscribers incoming. Help us get there. We appreciate it. Mel Kiper's top defensive tackles. A name here who a lot of mock drafts have linked the Eagles to is Brian Breesy out of Clemson. This dude is a monster who is really, really powerful right from the jump off the line of scrimmage. Just has that really good technique where he can punch and get past opposing offensive linemen. A lot of people like Jalen Carter, another player linked to Philadelphia. Saiki Ika out of Baylor. Tuli Tuipulotu from USC. And Mazzie Smith rounding out Mel Kiper's top defensive tackles as far as the draft prospects. For Pro Football Focus, another Eagle here in the top 5 of their list of top positional players here. Javon Hargrave, he's going to be the top defensive tackle. So if the Eagles believe that Jordan Davis can be more than a 2-down player, and they like him, and they like Carter out of Georgia, maybe those are your 2 defensive tackles moving forward as you kind of wipe the slate clean there to a certain degree. And you have 2 young players in Carter, Hargrave, former teammates at Georgia. You let Hargrave walk for big money, as well as Fletcher Cox. Daron Payne, Dalvin Tomlinson, Jermont Jones, and Sheldon Rankins, also very good defensive tackles set to hit free agency. When you look at the Super Bowl odds here, if you want to bet on the Eagles to win the Super Bowl and you think they're getting disrespected with these odds here at 5-1, which means you put down $1, and if they win, you get $5 back. You can do the math from there. I failed elementary algebra at Temple. I ain't going to do it for you. But the Super Bowl odds here, Chiefs plus 325, Bills 4-1 odds, San Francisco 49ers plus 475. If you want to bet on the Eagles to win the NFC Super Bowl odds, you want to bet on the NFL playoffs this upcoming weekend, make sure you do so with our sportsbook partner, chatsports.com/EaglesBet, promo code Eagles125. Linebacker now, TJ Edwards, free agent. Kaiser White, potential free agent. And that could be a position that the Eagles always had really looked past. Not anymore because of the development from a guy like TJ Edwards, the signing of Kaiser White, and this drafting of Nakobe Dean. Some good players here. Producer Trissie Trace's favorite. He went to Arkansas. Drew Sanders, Mel Kiper's top linebacker prospect. Jack Campbell out of Iowa. Trenton Simpson, Clemson. Noah Sewell out of Oregon. And Dorian Williams out of the surprise Tulane Green Wave. Did I say that right? Tulane, Green Wave, Dorian Williams with that upset over USC. What a bowl game that was in the Cotton Bowl. PFF's top free agent linebackers. Look here, it's TJ Edwards, who is the second highest graded linebacker according to Pro Football Focus. Levante Smith, a good player. Roquan Smith, you can actually axe him off this list, but I wanted to talk about him because news recent from Baltimore. He re-signed a contract with the Ravens after that trade from the Bears where he's making about $20 million moving forward. David Long out of Tennessee and Tremaine Edwards out of Buffalo, also very, very good players. So which free agent do the Eagles need to sign? I'm looking at C.J. Gardner-Johnson as my number 1 Eagles free agent priority. Really like his game. Want to see him back in the midnight green. Now, these are hybrid edge rushers, but also some guys who can drop back in coverage. On last week's show, we talked about Isaiah Foskey as a guy who the Eagles could draft out of Notre Dame with their second first-round pick. Very good edge rusher with consistent sack production in 3 years of consistent playing time at Notre Dame. Nolan Smith, Mike Morris, Andre Carter also in there. Andre Carter out of Army. Very rare that you see a draft prospect this high out of Army because usually they have to do their service time. And then Will Anderson out of Alabama. I think he's going to get taken prior to the Eagles drafting at 10, but if he's still on the board, Howie, go get him. Top cornerback draft prospects. The thought here is that James Bradberry is going to hit free agency. He could realistically make between $12 and $15 million per year. So if you let him go and you get a really good cornerback for cheap, that's just smart fiscal planning on the behalf of Philadelphia. I love Joey Porter Jr. I'm surprised that Mel Kiper Jr. has Keely Ringo this low because I like his physicality and his 4.3 speed. Christian Gonzalez out of Oregon, Deontay Banks out of Maryland, and Devon Witherspoon out of Illinois. Other cornerback prospects for Mel Kiper Jr. There will be some good cornerback free agents. And in today's NFL, where a lot of offenses like to chuck the ball around the yard, a guy like James Bradberry is going to get paid. And there are going to be teams after him. And it's very thin in terms of top-tier cornerback free agents because Patrick Peterson is in his mid-30s here, and he's number 4 on this list. So teams will pay big money if they have a cornerback need for James Bradberry. That's why I'm thinking that the Eagles could target cornerback with pick number 10 as well. And then to safeties. So at that safety spot, if you lose C.J. Gardner-Johnson, if you don't like what Marcus Epps did, if you want to bring in a developmental project at safety, Brian Branch, Antonio Johnson, Jair Brown, Christopher Smith, and Jordan Battle could fit that mold. And then there are also some free agent safety targets. I know some Eagles fans really like Jesse Bates. I like him too, but I'd rather pay a safety on the cheap as compared to paying a safety big money. But with C.J. Gardner-Johnson, I think he's going to be in that middle tier. Jordan Poyer, awesome player. C.D. Deuce coming in at number 3. Marcus Epps at number 4. So both of the Eagles safeties here are set to be a free agents. That's problematic, and that's why the Birds could target safety Von Bell out of Cincinnati playing opposite of Jesse Bates, finishing off that list. Now, those are some Eagles draft prospects and some Eagles free agency targets. So we talked about on today's show. It was awesome. I hope you found it to be informative. If you did and you're subscribed and you're still watching, that means that you're a real one. So type real one right now. $10 super chat coming in from our guy Lion Fighter. Where are all the super chats? LFG fam, where are all the super chats? I'm surprised it's this silent on the super chat front. Are people waiting for our Eagles Now happy hour? Maybe that's the case, but I am surprised a little bit. We'll get you updated on our super chat battle against our fellow Thursday live shows. I just want Eagles fans to take pride in the fact that we're getting our asses kicked right now. Eagles now at 15. Browns report 637. Dolphins today at 95. If you're interested in donating to the show, it goes a long way. It really does. Helps us build our staff, build new studios, and allows me to give you content every day because I work about 6-7 days a week. $5, we'll ring the Liberty Bell. $10, a beer cheers for our guy Lion Fighter. Crack a beer for Lion Fighter, LFX. Cheers, LFX, and the rest of the Eagles Now family. $20, I'll send you and email you an autographed photo, digitally signed by me. $50 shotgun or a freedom fund. $100, no one likes us. We'll sing the Fly Eagles Fly theme song. Kyle Coughlin, yo, what up, Chase? What up, Kyle? You ready for Saturday, brother? So we need some questions badly, right? Cool. Awesome. Cool. So we're going to round out today's live show with 2 mailbags. If you have any questions on the Birds, if you have a hot take, if you have an Ask Me Anything question, we can get creative on that front. You can literally ask me anything. All you have to do is use the hashtag Eagles. You see how many comments are here in the chat. So for producer Trizzy, it just makes it easier for him to use hashtag Eagles. That way he can filter through all those messages and use the ones that say hashtag Eagles. Kyle Coughlin, as your boy Bryce Harper once said, that's a clown question, bro. My man. I'll see you then. Edmund Green, can we win the Super Bowl? Yes. Tommy Curzio, go Eagles, go. Lion Fighter, hashtag Eagles. We have enough questions for one mailbag. I want to do two because I want to put out another video this weekend to continue to give y'all content. We're also 2 likes away from 100. John Galt using the hashtag Eagles.
All right, if we can get to $50 by the end of the first mailbag, like not even one $50 super chat. If we can get to 50, discounted Freedom Funnel. How's that sound?
How about that? Discounted Freedom Funnel. You'll just do it for 50.
Once we get there, I'll just do it. But it has to be in this mailbag. That's my only rule.
Okay.
I might break it, but that's the rule right now.
So you heard it from the legend Trizzy Trace. If we get to $50 by the end of this mailbag, we're at $15 right now. 35 away. He will do a Freedom Funnel. So there we go. I don't have it yet. No. So hashtag Eagles Horse Super Chat. Looking at the chat right now. Cool Rains. A mock drop today is us taking Bijan Robinson with our 10th pick. What do you think of this? That's great. Great question that I'll answer coming up on this mailbag. Oh, yeah. Good call. Good call. Make sure you get the one from Cool Rains in there about Bijan Robinson. I want to go at length about him. Lion Fighter with a couple of good ones. ADW, the beat. Hashtag Eagles. You're the man. Smells like incense in here now. All right, mailbag coming up here on the show. You can hit that one soch a little bit early. Hashtag Eagles to be featured. No, I think I saw a question in there about Lovie Smith or something. A lot of people have been asking about Lovie Smith as Eagles defensive coordinator. So we can talk about him, have some thoughts on him. All right, let's answer your questions right now, live, Eagles Now. And if we get to 50 in Super Chats, we're at 15 right now, Freedom Funnel from producer Trizzy Trace. You're watching Eagles Now by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Senior. No matter where you are or how you're tuned in, thank you so much for making Philadelphia Eagles Now a part of your day. And for those of you out there who aren't subscribed, do so right now for daily Eagles coverage. Also, if you are subscribed, we're able to answer your questions during our mailbag segments. We begin with the $5 super chat from Lion Fighter. What's up, fam? Just wanted to say hello. Go Birds. Lion Fighter, a.k.a. LFX. Salute to you. Thanks for your support, of Eagles Now. Cool Rains. Can we get Avonte Maddox back this season, or is he done for the season? As of Thursday, he did not practice because of a toe injury. The good news for Philadelphia, of course, they locked up that number 1 seed, first round bye, gives him more time. But at the time of him going out on the 24th of December, he was out indefinitely with a pretty severe toe injury. I would be surprised if he was available for the divisional round, but getting C.J. Gardner-Johnson back helps fill that void. Borat, very nice. How much? Should the Eagles hire Lovie Smith as defensive coordinator if Jonathan Gannon leaves? This has been a massive subject matter across Eagles Twitter and across the internet. I do have some thoughts on Lovie Smith really quickly, and this is something that I've been wanting to get to over the last couple of weeks. Lovie Smith, I'm not understanding the infatuation with him because I understand that the Eagles fans want him to get hired as a defensive coordinator, not as a head coach. But Lovie Smith as a head coach has had a very spotty track record. People are still living on the fact that he made it to the Super Bowl as the head coach of the Bears all the way back in 2005 when Rex Grossman was his quarterback. He is a good defensive mind. So from that standpoint, I wouldn't necessarily hate it. But Lovie Smith, going to that track record, hasn't gotten the job done in a little while, and his defenses have kind of been average. 11-27 his last 3 years as an NFL head coach. And in 5 years as the head coach of the University of Illinois in Champaign, 17-39. Now, I do enjoy how the Texans played defense this past year. They were aggressive, they were feisty, and they didn't have a lot of good defensive personnel, and the Eagles do. But I feel as though Lovie Smith is entering that category of defensive consultant for a guy who's been in the league for a long time as compared to DC. I could be wrong. I'd be surprised if the Eagles went this route, but certainly a name to put on the radar. If you love the Eagles, make sure you subscribe because we'll answer your questions. We'll give you daily Eagles content that's both informative and entertaining, and we do it all. Definitely take pride in our versatility. We'll talk draft prospects, free agent targets, trade rumors, breaking news. Subscribe and lock us in if you love the Eagles. Next up, it's Brandon Ford. Do you think Jalen Hurts is not throwing because he's still somewhat injured or the coaching staff being conservative? I think he's still injured. Given what he said, yeah, I'm a little bit sore. We're lucky that we have this bye week. And then you couple that with the fact that Nick Sirianni said he came out of the game really, really sore. For him to not throw, I understand that the Eagles don't play until next weekend. He's a quarterback, though. Quarterbacks throw every single day. I'm sounding the alarms a little bit. I am definitely a little bit concerned. Lion Fighter, should we go after Josh Jacobs or pay Miles Sanders? Josh Jacobs is definitely going to cost more. The NFL's leading rusher this year is set to get paid. He's also pretty young, entering his mid-20s. I think that Miles Sanders can be had for a little bit cheaper. And Miles Sanders behind this offensive line surpassed 1,000 rushing yards for the first time in his career. He was finally able to stay healthy. I thought he played really, really good football as well. So I might go Miles Sanders just because my philosophy in building out a roster is not paying running backs all that much money. And Miles Sanders is interesting because he's a really good player who I think is somewhat underrated. He'd be cheaper than Josh Jacobs, but also because he's set to be a free agent. If he gets $10 to $12 million, could the Eagles draft a guy like Bijan Robinson with their number 10 overall pick? They don't need him, but he's a special playmaker, and as a pure football player, he might be the best football player in this draft class. Before we continue to move forward and answer more of your questions, Philadelphia Eagles Now Today is sponsored by Fume. Head to tryfume.com/chatsports to join the movement here. We all have bad habits, right? And we certainly know how hard they can be to kick, especially when it comes to those bad habits. Our sponsor, Fume, is on a mission to accelerate humanity's breakup from the bad habits that consume far too many of us. Fume is a natural diffusive device that uses plants and behavioral science to help you trade out your negative habit for a positive one. I didn't expect much out of Fume when I got it, but the minty sensation is really powerful, and it really hits the back of the throat and feels really good. The Journey Pack comes with 3 flavors from Fume: white cranberry, maple pepper, and crisp mint. And I love the design of the device as well. Fume is not a vape, though. It's a non-electronic device designed to transform your negative habits. And the easiest way to stop a bad habit is to switch to a positive one. And Fume is designed to perfectly do just that. Head to tryfume.com/chatsports, code chatsports to save 10% off when you get the Journey Pack today. That is tryfum.com/chatsports. Use the code chatsports to save an additional 10% off of your order today. John Galt, hey Chase, more of a fraud, Dak Prescott or Dak Prescott? John Galt, you're the man. You never disappoint. I saw you in the Vikings chat last weekend. That means that you're a Chat Sports real one as well. Dak Prescott is a fraud. Dak Prescott is overrated. He's a glorified Kirk Cousins, in my opinion. And I hope that he throws a back-breaking interception against the Bucs on Monday night. That'll be so sweet. How about them Cowboys? Lion Fighter, how important is it to establish the run regardless of who we play next? Very important. Just to take the pressure off of Jalen Hurts so that he doesn't have to run, but also so he doesn't have to throw the football too much. ADW, the beat. Should we go cornerback with number 10 and bona fide linebacker with our second first-round pick? When you look at cornerback, a couple of good players are going to be available at number 10. Here's a list of Mel Kiper Jr.'s top cornerback draft prospects. Joey Porter is a player who I love. He's a dog. Keely Ringo, I can't believe that Mel Kiper Jr. has him this low. Christian Gonzalez, Deontay Banks, and Devin Witherspoon, other players who are expected to get drafted early. And then to linebacker. If you lose TJ Edwards because another team pays him $10 to $15 million and you lose Kaiser White, you might have to go linebacker. because then you're left with an inexperienced Nakobe Dean, who I like, but you need another backer. Drew Sanders at Arkansas, Jack Campbell, Trenton Simpson, Noah Sewell, Dorian Williams, some names to keep an eye out for. Let's get to that Bijan Robinson question, too, if we can, from Cool Reigns, because I did bring up Bijan Robinson a little bit earlier. Bijan Robinson is a really special player, and Cool Reigns had this. A mock draft today had the Eagles taking Bijan Robinson with our 10th overall pick. And I've said this. This is my team-building philosophy, right? I think that you need to find a quarterback, you need to protect the quarterback, you need to get after the quarterback, and you don't pay running backs big money. But Bijan Robinson is a unique player for Philadelphia because Bijan is a player that is probably better than Miles Sanders and is going to be cheaper for the next 3 or 4 years than Miles Sanders. And he's even better of a pass catcher than Sanders. And his production has just been fantastic. 2021 for Bijan, 195 carries for 1,100 yards. He caught 26 balls for 295, average yards per carry of 5.8. He had 11 rushing touchdowns in 2021 and 4 receiving touchdowns. This past year, he was even better. He ran for nearly 1,600 yards, which is up. 6.1 average yards per carry, up. He had 18 rushing touchdowns to 2 receiving touchdowns. Dude is special. And I hate the philosophy of drafting a running back at number 10, but Bijan is one of one. I would be intrigued. Your favorite Eagles player of all time, who is it? A lot of OGs that you can think about. Going back to the Kelly Green days with guys like Reggie White, Ron Jaworski, Chuck Bednarik way back in the day, or some of the other OGs like a Brian Dawkins, Brian Westbrook, Donovan McNabb, Troy Vincent, or some of the recent guys like Jason Kelsey. Let us know down below in the comment section. 150 people watching live. Continue to get those questions in. There are some more that we can certainly get to as well. Cool Reigns, Michael Vick. Did you see Trizzy doing jumping jacks for 20 minutes in a Michael Vick jersey during our Sunday watch party?
I'm not kidding, y'all. I'm still sore.
It was hilarious because I was looking at the screen during my watch party. I saw Trace doing jumping jacks. I came back. He was still doing jumping jacks. Then I went to use the bathroom, and I'm like, bro, is it 90 degrees in the studio? You were sweating your ass off. I didn't realize that it was because of the jumping jacks.
Yeah.
But good job by you. It got us to 39,000 subs.
Hey, worth every jumping jack.
Who joined the watch party on Sunday with Trace and Abby, by the way? Type me in the chat. John Galt thought he was going to puke and die. That's good stuff. Type me if you watched the watch party on Sunday. Cool Reigns was there. John Galt was there. If you watched it, give these two a grade. A, B, C, D, or F. How do you think that Trace and Abby did? Julian said, hell yeah, I was there. I'm going to give them an A. I went back and watched it. They did an awesome job. So type me and give them a grade. Cool Reigns, A+. Okay. There we go. Total A from John Galt. Kyle Coughlin, me for 30 seconds to give Trizzy and Abby a hard time. Chase, aren't you a Niners fan too? From Adrian, I grew up in Philly, brother. I do host the Niners Report, though. Philly Jake, hashtag Eagles. Give him a grade, A, B, C, D, or F. Philly Jake, good question. We'll get to that in our mailbag as well. Brian Dawkins, Reggie White, Nick Foles from Mark Rhodes. Our guy Mark Rhodes, what's up? AW or ADW, the beat. Me, A+. So overwhelming grades. A. I'm actually going to challenge y'all too. I'm going to make it the live poll.
Also, do not forget, we are in a super chat battle with our Dolphins and our Browns Report channel. If you want to donate to the show, if you want to party, if you want to hang out, $5, we can ring the Liberty Bell for you. $10, we'll crack some beers, have some brewskis, get this thing started. $20, me, Chase, Abby, we'll all autograph a photo for you. It'll be crazy. $50, Freedom Funnel. We'll get it going. Shotguns, it's going to be elite. $100. No one likes us. And that's all you're getting until you send $100.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Brandon Ford, Sam Bradford. That's epic. That's epic. Yeah. Stiff. Absolute stiff. Updated poll question. Grade Trace and Abby's watch party performance on Sunday. A, B, C, D, F. 8 votes so far. 88% A. Now we're really putting y'all on notice. John Galt. Tough call between Reggie White and Randall Cunningham. Okay. Here's a look at our Super Chat battle. We're getting disrespected. We're getting slapped in the face by the Browns report. $637. Dolphins today at 95. Eagles now 15. I think it's the bye week blues. Everybody isn't feeling that juice, not feeling that excitement. We are, though. We are for show. One more segment to get to. Hashtag Eagles. Super Chat. We had some come in there I saw that were pretty good. Say less. Say less. Let's go. Hashtag Eagles Super Chat to get on the show. Eagles fan Ant. Guys, Eagles are better no matter what. John Galt. How the hell do the Browns have this type of money? Well, John, if you think about it, they never make it to the playoffs. So they're celebrating a normal offseason. And they're celebrating another non-playoff appearance. And Petey's birthday. Petey's birthday was on Monday. My birthday.
This is
was
ridiculous.
on
You haven't even mentioned this once. If you send in super chats, it's to celebrate Chase's birthday earlier this week. So send in super chats and help us buy our guys some drinks tonight.
Throw up the weigh-in. The how old am I?
How old is Chase? How old do you think Chase just turned?
Yeah, it was my birthday on Tuesday. So your super chats from here on out
Are buying
go
them
toward
drinks.
our drinks tonight. How about that? Your drinks, or our drinks, paid for by you. How old am I? Best guesses in the chat. I'll let you know after this upcoming segment. John Galt, 30. Some people were disrespectful, said 45. My goodness. My right knee feels 45 right now. That's not good. Eagles fan, Ant, 38. Come on, cuz. 33, Philly Jake. Let me take a look here.
All right. Eagles fan, Fanatic, 29. Darius Silman, 32. Billy Jake, 33. 38. 30. How old do y'all think Chase is?
Here's a hint. I am as old as the jersey number worn by a legendary Eagles running back. How about that? That's your hint.
Jay Ajayi?
What number was he?
I don't know.
No, it wasn't
First-
Jay Ajayi.
Honest to God, first random running back I could think of that played for the Eagles.
Brandon Ford, how do I change my method of payment on Super Chats? Been trying to figure it out for a few weeks now. I'm also on Venmo at Chase_senior, the same as my Twitter and Instagram. So you can send a Venmo there. ADW! Let's go! Up to 20. ADW. From the dirty South down in Georgia, LFG. Home of the AFC Championship game.
Hey, you're in Georgia? You should link up with Izzy B. She's a down south SEC girl, too.
Alabama. Auburn, Alabama. Duh. Dumbass. Eagles fan Ant, let's go. John Galt. Very good. John Galt got it. 31. Wilbert Montgomery. Former Eagles great. That's how old I am. 31. Good job by John Galt. Brandon Ford as well. But BF, I think you were looking at my Instagram story the other day. Lion Fighter. Izzy got back. Facts. All right, so we're up to 20. Your super chats from here on out. Pay for our drinks tonight to celebrate our birthdays. Ring the Liberty Bell for that one as well. Let's go. If you don't want to buy me a drink, it's Abby's birthday on Sunday.
Say that again. I'm gonna go full screen real quick. Say that again really fast for us. 1 second. 1 second, Abby.
Beer cheers for y'all too. Yo, 49ers report background, dog.
I said, if you don't want to buy Chase a drink,
Oh!
Raphael!
you can buy me a drink.
There we
My
go.
birthday is
There
on
we go.
Sunday.
Raphael!
Buy her drink and
How old am I?
then send super chat so I can buy her friends drinks.
Make that a weigh in. How old is Abby, I guess, turning?
Turning, got it.
On, what is it? What day is it? Sunday?
Yeah, help me buy Abby's friends drinks.
We'll do
Come on.
that after.
Hook it up.
We'll do that after this segment.
I don't know about that, Trace.
Raphael, thank you for the 20. What is on our Super Chat menu for 20? Raphael. Autograph photo. All right. Raphael, can you email me, chase@chatsports.com? We'll send you a signed photo. What's up, Coop? Nothing too crazy. Raphael. No, I don't. I'm not too worried about that. Yeah. I want a rematch with the Giants. Cowboys would concern me a little bit. Raphael, email me, chase@chatsports.com. I just added you in the chat, and we'll send you that autograph photo. Let's get it. One more mailbag left. $100 in total super chats, shotgun freedom funnel coming your way. We're at 40 right now, 60 away. John Galt, this would be dope. I want Chat Sports to send everybody, Trizzy, Chase, Abby to Philly for the Niners-Eagles NFC Championship game. The tailgate scene would be a scene for y'all. I know you've done the SEC thing. The Philadelphia tailgate scene is something else.
There is no such thing as saying, no, I don't want to go check out a tailgate. Of course I want to go check out this tailgate.
Man, it would be fun. Hashtag Eagles Super Chat to get on the show. Let's chop it up. One more mailbag remaining. Start to answer those questions right now. And then maybe an Eagles Now happy hour if y'all want us to. All right, let's get it. Another great show on tap here on Philadelphia Eagles Now. We're closing in on 40,000 subscribers, so make sure you hit that subscribe button down below for daily coverage of the Birds, live shows, watch parties, news, rumors, analysis, all 22, breaking news. We literally do it all, so lock us in if you want to stay in the know with all things Birds. And if you hate the Cowboys and love the Eagles, join our squad. Who cares about those other squads out there? Let's get it. Fly, Eagles, fly. John Galt starting things off. What are the chances of Chat Sports sending y'all on the road for the games? That would be cool. But from a financial perspective, when we're here in the studio, we're able to maximize our resources, do our watch parties, which is a great way for these channels to make a lot of money. So I'd love to go to games, but I also love doing watch parties. It's what I look forward to the most, honestly, in my job, because there isn't anything like a playoff level game day atmosphere when everything is on the line. Brandon Ford, do you think it's possible to keep Javon Hargrave, TJ Edwards, and James Bradbury? I'm not going to doubt Howie Roseman at all, because he is a financial genius, and he's been a financial wizard ever since he was an intern with Philadelphia. He went to the University of Florida, worked his way up, and he's been so smart when it comes down to player contracts and also envisioning what the value of a player is going to be and getting them to sign a deal worth money that is advantageous to Philadelphia. I think of these two, Hargrave and Edwards, important to keep. You can draft a cornerback at number 10, let James Bradbury walk. I think that could be the avenue for Philadelphia. Our guy LFX, should we draft a future right tackle now since we have the left tackle and center covered? I have talked about this. At some point, you have to find the replacement for Lane Johnson. At some point, he's going to want to walk away from the beautiful game that is football. And he even said he believes he has about 3 years left. It is never too early to start developing the Lane Johnson replacement because he's been so good. The win-loss record certainly shows that. Lane Johnson, special player. And at some point, him and Jason Kelce. You have Jason Kelce's replacement in Cam Jurgens. Now you have to find Lane Johnson's replacement. Ari Gold. Entourage is the best. Top 5 show of all time, potentially. Any chance the Eagles could sign J.J. Watt out of retirement? I believe we have some J.J. Watt statistics that we can get to that are in the database. J.J. Watt did retire with Arizona, and I'm going to kind of go conspiracy theory here. Did J.J. Watt retire from the Cardinals because the dysfunction in the desert is far too great? And J.J. Watt said, you know what? Kyler Murray tore an ACL. We need a new general manager after Steve Keim walked away. We fired Cliff Kingsbury. I'm going to retire, get ahead of it. I'm still playing good football, but I just want to play for a better team, and I don't want to play with Arizona any longer. I'll tell you what. I went back, watched the film of what he did against the Niners this past Sunday. He was so good. 3 sacks, 3 tackles for loss, 2 quarterback hits, and 1 pass breakup. If this is how he goes out in style. No doubt about that. But in 16 games this year, J.J. Watt was awesome. Most sack production in a couple of years for him. After those string of all-pro seasons, he hit the injury bug, went to Arizona, was solid at first, then got injured. But this year, he was healthy. 12.5 sacks, 25 tackles for loss, 7 pass breakups, 1 forced fumble. If J.J. Watt wants to come out of retirement to chase the Super Bowl on that defensive line for Philadelphia, veteran discount, I'm all in. ADW The Beat. Do you think that Jahmyr Gibbs out of Alabama would be a high-end all-purpose running back for us? It's funny. We were talking about Jahmyr Gibbs the other day, and one person in the office thought he was a wide receiver because of how natural he is as a route runner. Jahmyr Gibbs is a player who you could probably draft at number 30, 31, 32, whatever the draft order is going to be, depending on how the Eagles play in the playoffs here and how their season ends. Jahmyr Gibbs is a player I like a lot. And it comes down to, okay, do you want Gibbs at the end of the first round, or do you want a player like Bijan Robinson at pick number 10? Where do you get more value? I think that running backs are not invaluable. They are expendable. I hate paying big-time money to running backs, but they're important to have, especially in this offense with what the Eagles like to do and the strengths of Jalen Hurts in running the football. Do want to ask you this. We're coming to you from the Chat Sports Studios. Where are you? Shout out your city. I look at the analytics from time to time just to see where our reach is all across the globe. So let us know where exactly you are right now. ADW, $5 super chat from the dirty South down in Georgia. LFG, go Eagles. ADW, appreciate that donation. And then we go to Cool Rains. I will laugh if the 49ers don't make it to the NFC Championship game. If they lose to the Seahawks on Saturday, epic, epic, epic choke job. Epic choke job. Johnny Drama, another Entourage character. What is your biggest offseason need for the Eagles? Look, they have somewhere between like 20 and 30 free agents. We went over the list a couple of weeks ago. It is long, with some really premier players. The names that come to mind, Jason Kelsey, James Bradbury, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, T.J. Edwards, Marcus Epps, Brandon Graham, Javon Hargrave, Fletcher Cox. Those are some really marquee players on this Eagles team. So the biggest offseason need is determining which players you want to sign and which players you don't want to sign. And then, in turn, can you find cheaper free agent options than those players that do leave, or better draft picks out there who can be impact players from the jump? But overall offseason need, I think the Eagles need to shore up cornerback and safety. And other than that, they're pretty stacked all across the board. Now, if you want to bet on the NFL playoffs, you can do so with our sportsbook partner, BetUS. Some great games and great drama set to unfold here throughout this playoff run. Sign up with our sportsbook partner, BetUS, for the best deal that any sportsbook has to offer, a 125% deposit bonus. How do you get hooked up? You head to chatsports.com/EaglesBet. Then you enter the promo code Eagles125. Let's say you put in $100, you get $125 back to game with. And with the Super Bowl odds, do you think the Eagles are getting disrespected? Do you find good value in the Eagles being 5-1 odds here? For instance, let's say you put down $10. If they win the Super Bowl, you get $50 back. $100, you get $500 back. Pretty solid value if you still believe in this football team, because other teams have better odds, Chiefs, Bills, and San Francisco 49ers. Also a reminder, make sure you hit me up, give me a follow on social media. It's the same handle on both social media platforms, @Chase_Senior, both on Twitter and Instagram. I just love interacting with everybody. Always post the latest Eagles news, rumors, and analysis. I also cover the NBA and college football here at Chat Sports. And if you think the Eagles can win the damn Super Bowl, you just took a look at the Super Bowl odds. So with that, let's put you to the test. If you think the Eagles can win the Super Bowl, then hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. You look at the NFC playoff picture here. Here's how things are shaking out in the NFC. Eagles get that number 1 seed, most wins in franchise history at 14-3. San Francisco 49ers locked in that 2 spot. 13-4. Minnesota Vikings 13-4 as well, but the Niners own the tiebreaker. Bucks at 8-9. They're going to host the Dallas Cowboys in that 4-5 matchup. Giants and Seahawks rounding things out in the NFC playoff picture. And a couple of good games here this weekend. And I want to hear from you too. Just let us know down in the chat. Which teams do you think can pull off the upset? Do you think the Seahawks can beat the Niners after the Niners beat them twice during the regular season? I think the Giants can beat the Vikings. I think the Bucks can beat the Dallas Cowboys. Some of the splits with when the Cowboys play on turf as compared to grass are drastic, offensively and defensively. So what upsets are you predicting during Wild Card Weekend? Let us know. We're going to put your football knowledge and acumen to the test right now. Whew. Izzy B back in the chat saying you can share the stream. Yes, you can. John Galt, like and subscribe, lurkers. Yes, sir. Kyle Coughlin, Giants. Izzy B, $5 super chat. Gets us to 45. Which college football teams do you cover? The Bucks can win. Izzy, no college football teams to be specific. If you were wanting me to say Auburn, because that's where you're a big fan of, or where you went, I guess.
Chat sports, though, we had general
college
football
like,
coverage.
When I say college football, across the board.
And then like our boss man, James Yoder, he does Michigan.
Yes. But more so, I just cover the NFL and NBA. I lead our NBA draft coverage, a lot of our NBA free agency coverage, NBA trade deadline coverage. So if you're an NBA fan, NBA trade deadline coming up on February 9th. We'll start to really break down all things NFL and NBA as the NFL season wraps up and then the NBA starts to get kicking. John Galt, is James Yoder the Cal Frauds guy? No, that's Brett. Brett is the Cowboys fan. James is just a Michigan fan. Here's our Super Chat menu. We'll go Super Chat shot clock here. If you want us to do an Eagles Now happy hour, we'll do it. Send in Super Chats. We'll continue to stay live. So we'll put up the 2-minute shot clock here. $5, ring the Liberty Bell. $10 beer cheers. $20 autograph photo. $50 shotgun or freedom funnel. $100. No one likes a song and the Eagles fight song. Lion Fighter, go Sixers. Exactly. Come on, what's the goal? Our goal is to have some fun. But can we beat the Browns report? That would be pretty nuts. I think that would take a lot. I'm not expecting that today. We could beat Dolphins today, though. That's a good little secondary prize. So 40 seconds in to our Super Chat shot clock. If you send in a Super Chat, we'll continue to stay live. What do you say?
So Big Cat put out his power rankings and has in the elite section Jalen Hurts, Kenny Pickett, Brock Purdy, and Davis Mills.
Elite indeed.
And in the Carson Wentz section, you have Carson Wentz, Dak Prescott, and Aaron Rodgers.
Interesting. All didn't play well this year. All right, 115 on our Super Chat shot clock.
Oh, and then Cowboys daddy, Tom Brady, Sam Howell, Stephen A. Smith.
Okay. Yeah, their creativity is like just next level. Next level. Izzy B, dudes, we need to beat someone. We've gone crazy before. We don't have to go crazy today. But you can buy myself, Abby, birthday drinks, as well as Petey, if you send in your Super Chats. Also, how old do you think Abby is turning on Sunday? We posed the question for y'all a little bit earlier about me. How old do you think Abby is turning? Let us know in the chat. Izzy B said, dude, I am always crazy. Izzy B said 23. You want to give shout outs to everybody guessing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Sorry.
Yeah, Izzy, dude, I'm always crazy. We know. You like to party. Lion Fighter 24. I thought it was going to be worse. I really did. I thought people were not going to. 28. No way I look that old, right?
You just gave it away, kind of.
Okay, but I'm not 28. Let's be real. I'm not 28. I'm not turning 28.
Yeah, she's 29.
Give us a guess. Best guesses.
I don't know. I feel like I kind of look my age.
Yeah.
Maybe not with the braids today. Not over 25. I stick with 23. 25 from David. 23 from Kyle. Nicholas, are you saying
I think he's saying 22.
Okay, 22.
Yeah.
Hashtag Eagles 22. Smart. J-Rock 24. Big Dog 26.
Izzy, thank you.
That was sweet.
I put a lot of time into that.
Last guesses. I'm about to tell y'all.
Yeah. Let's get 2 more guesses in here. 2 more guesses. Drum roll. Come on now. Come on now. What do y'all got?
The comments just stopped.
A lot of people watching on delay.
Justin says 27.
Okay, one more.
No one has a guess.
Ernesto.
I am 23.
There we go.
Turning 23. I'm 22 right now.
Izzy, I'm 31.
Yeah. So, if a super chat menu won't entice you to send in a super chat, maybe buying birthday drinks for the birthday boy and the birthday girl will. I'm just saying. Boss man's giving me the card tonight. He said any super chats that come in, I can treat the squad. I don't want to say I'm over here, asking. But if you want to buy our guy a drink and our girl a drink, send in a soup.
Justin D just got here. What's up, Justin?
What's up,
D?
Justin?
Now, I said 2-minute shot clock. We're at 4:40. So let's go 1 minute here. 1 minute.
Ruh-roh.
1 minute. Izzy B said, bring the squad to Birmingham. We're rolling squad deep tonight. Justin D, what up, playa? That was during the mailbag.
Yeah, I was there in the mailbag. I mean,
Nah, it's all right. We can skedaddle a little early.
I would not be opposed. I'm just saying, though,
30
we'd like to
seconds.
hang out. This could be like our pregame tonight. So we could pregame with the Bird Gang,
This is true.
but
Thanks, Mr. Awesome Guy. You're awesome.
Mr. Awesome, such an awesome name. Awesome guy. Awesome person.
Hey, Izzy B! I may have a Dallas layover soon. Where you going, Iz? Where you going, Iz? Faux shizzle, Izzle.
Faux shizzle, izzle, bizzle.
Izzy B got us with 10 seconds left. Thank you for that, Izzy B.
Izzy, where are you flying to?
Wilmington.
Wilmington.
Delaware? Or North Carolina? Why would
Wait.
you have a layover in Dallas?
How does that?
Trying to figure that out.
Southwest. I know Southwest is kind of fucked right now, but
Is it that far?
I know that's what I'm saying. Is it that fucked?
Which Wilmington?
It
Izzle?
might be.
What'd you say?
She said it might be.
Yeah, that's true.
Have you gotten reimbursed yet? My brother's girlfriend's dad is a pilot there.
Birmingham to Dallas to Wilmington, North Carolina. Yes, Southwest.
Ah.
Yikes.
I
I guess when you're flying out of Birmingham, it's kind of like a smaller area, right?
Yeah.
All right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 20-second delay. 20-second delay. Yeah, sorry to hear that, Is. Have fun, though. Come on, guys. ADW 24 for Abby. Close. 23.
23.
All right, we're going to sign off. Keep it locked for coverage here every day on Eagles Now. And once we find out this opponent for Philadelphia, it's going to be on and popping. Then our coverage is going to be great. So subscribe. Appreciate all of you who watched us today. Enjoy your weekends. Enjoy the football. We out. Later.